We've just rolled over to a new financial year here in New Zealand, and it's important to keep your accounting up to date as we move it along. The problem is there's so much tedious, manual, admin heavy work managing your receipts, your billing, your invoicing. What if AI could actually reduce that workload for us, allowing us to focus on the real progress inside of our business rather than that admin work? This is something I've actually done in my own business. I've used a tool called Claude and actually hooked it up to my Xero account so I can auto log my receipts, manage my invoicing and contacts, and actually flag if there's any errors. In this video, I'll cover exactly how to get set up and some quick wins so you can start buying back your time. So the only prerequisites you need for this is a Claude license. Claude is a tool just like ChatGPT. It is a chatbot interface. However, it's the most preferred one from people that are in the AI space. It allows you to connect to all of your different software, read and write, but also have a whole bunch of skills where you can teach it exactly what you want it to do. On top of that, if you already have your Xero subscription, you do need a $10 a month custom connection, and that's just an add-on to your existing plan. To get started, we'll come across to developer.xero.com. What you'll need to do is click on Login and select the account that you assigned it with admin permissions to your Xero account. After that, you'll be seeing this page here that will probably be blank. You've got no apps. You may need to set up the custom connections here if you haven't already. Then we want to set up a new app. So we'll go New App at the top. What we'll call this is Claude MCP. We want to come down to Custom Connection down here. Will you use Xero to train, fine-tune, adapt, or enhance the AI model? No, we're not. Do you understand and agree to meet Xero's minimum security requirements? Yes. Company application and URL, we'll put in Claude, and then we go, I've read and agreed to the permissions here, and create app. From here, we need to add the scopes. Basically, this is telling the connection what it can actually access inside of my Xero account. So if we click on this list, we see a huge list of different scopes. For every scope we have in here, we have two different versions. For example, we've got accounting.transactions and we have accounting.transactions.read. And so if we take this accounting transactions read, all it can do is pull information out of the system. If we take the original one here, what this can do is Claude can actually go into the system and input new information or edit it. And so what you need to decide is what you want to give Claude access to. For this, I'm going to allow it to go into my transactions. To start off with, I would recommend only using read-only permissions until you get a handle of it and understand what it's actually doing. I want to allow it to do this for now. For the reports, I'm just going to allow it to read. Budgets I don't use. Settings can read, so I can understand that. I want it to be able to add contacts in and look at attachments. Assets, files, and the rest of the stuff I don't really use, so I can leave it like that. But it's going to be dependent on how your Xero environment is set up. From there, we're going to leave it on your current user, so whatever your email address is, and then we can go save and connect. You'll then get an automated email that you need to confirm just by clicking connect that you want to set this up, and it will ask you for permissions on what organization you want to use. So we can click in there and then go allow access to the organization. After all confirmed, you can go back to the original page and hit refresh, and then at the top we will no longer have that error message, and now we have the authorization and the different scopes available here. From there, we need to connect the client ID, so you want to take a copy of this. You also want to generate a secret key. This is the most important thing to keep completely secret. Do not share or pass it out to anybody because they will have the permissions that you've set in here and can access your Xero environment. Now that we have both of those keys saved away, what we're going to do is jump into Claude on the desktop app. We're going to go down to the bottom left onto settings. Then we're going to go into developer. Then we're going to go edit config. We'll get something like this pop up, and we're going to go right click onto Claude desktop config, and then you can edit it in Notepad or whatever tool you'd like to use. This will probably be blank in here unless you've used it before, and all you're going to do is copy in this, which I'll leave in the description or the comments below. Where it says client ID, you need to put your client ID in. Where it says client secret, you copy your client secret in. Control S to save it, and then you can close it. From there, you'll need to make sure you restart Claude, and then it will be all loaded in. Once I've restarted everything, I can go on the add button here, go onto connectors, scroll on down, and you'll see Xero turned on. I can then run this through just saying try to use Xero. These are the scopes that you have access to. If you have any issues here, likely Claude hasn't fully reset, so you need to go into your task manager, click on Claude and end the task before rebooting it here. Awesome, so that's come back and told me exactly what it can do with the connection, and it's tested it out. One of the quick use cases we can have here is compiling our receipts and logging them into Xero automatically. I've just found a bunch of these ones that are on Google at the moment. I'm going to dump them in and ask it, go into Xero and log these as expenses. Anything you are unsure of, ask me. And so what it'll do, it will go read through them, get the text from them each, find out the value of it, is there GST, what are the taxes, all that kind of stuff, sort it out for me and put it in Xero. After a bit of thinking, we can see it goes and lists my accounts, my Xero integration. It figures out my contacts as well to see if there are any matching ones. It tells me here's all the information that comes out of it. 3 and 5 and 4 or 6 are duplicates. There's actually only 4 receipts in there. The information. Then it asks me questions before proceeding. Which bank account does it need to be attached to? What account codes or categories do these come under? The dates aren't shown for some of them, so it needs to tell them. And then, do we want this dinner logged? Is it actually a business expense? As it's me only testing it, I'm just going to ask it to add them to Xero as drafts. One thing it does pop up with when it's first connected is actually verifying that human in the loop. Claude wants to create a contact from Xero. I can tap down, see what it's going to do, and I can allow that or disallow it. I've gone through and approved it. It's gone through all 4 of them. I've stopped it before going any further. If I come into my Xero now, I hit refresh, we should see 4 new receipts in there. I can click on the New World, New Market one, and it's actually created the contact. It's got all the line items in here, the total, the GST, etc., all done for me. The other good thing I use it for is validation. We've just hit the end of the financial year, so I want to make sure that all of my subscription costs for the last financial year are all correctly logged in my Xero account. So I can ask it, go back, do a review, make sure I'm not missing anything. In this example, I'm just focusing on my Claude subscription. Obviously, I don't want to air all of my transactions in here, but you can do it for everything that you've got. As we can see, it goes back through each month of my transactions to find any Claude or Anthropic bills. It finds them for February, Jan, and December, as I've only been using Xero from December. And it even gives me this cool graphic that's found 3 transactions, the total, a GST claimed, the months missing, here's all the logs of it, etc., reconciled. Not sure why that one is not $200. Maybe, oh, that would have been when I upgraded from the Claude Pro to the Claude Max plan, so there's a bit of usage credits left over, and it goes and does that verification for me and puts it in a quite user-friendly format. And because it can pull your live information, analyze it, forecast, do all that sort of thing, you almost don't need your Power BIs or Excels anymore. This becomes your dashboard. All I've asked it to do is generate me a graphic of my income over time, forecasts, all that sort of thing that I want. I've told it just to generate some fake data in there because I don't want to put my actual information in. And it actually develops this bit of code here. And so now I've got an HTML file. This is my Harness AI financial overview, total revenue, expenses, clients, profit, my monthly revenue forecasting, whatever it is you want in there, you just use your plain English typing. It will then go and pull that information from Xero and display this. If you want it updated, you can keep live here, then it goes and updates from Xero. If you want to integrate other data, whether it's emails from your clients, your social media statistics, whatever it is, it can be all interconnected into this dashboard here. AI chatbots are a great tool, but if they don't have business information and context about you and the systems that you're using, they're very limited. That's why when you use Claude, you can actually connect it into your software and systems that you use. It can be used as a search engine where it can pull information from Xero, but it also can be that next level where it does your dashboarding instead of your Excel or Power BI. And this is only the tip of the iceberg for it. Yes, you can search for information, you can create these dashboards, but every business have their own individual challenges. And the advantage of using Claude is that you can just tell what your challenge is and it can generate solutions out for you. I'm Blake, an AI engineer that's helped over 15 businesses across New Zealand with AI implementation and education. So if you think it's worth reaching out, hit the link in the description below.